We're going to go ahead and jump to our best bets here in week 11. I'm going to start with an over, and I think this is the time of year to really take advantage of defenses that have proven through a robust body of work that they can't play. And that's why I'm starting with Arkansas State and University of Louisiana Monroe. Arkansas State is probably the worst defense in the country. No defense gives up more plays from scrimmage of 30 or 40 yards or more. And UL Monroe really needs that in offense. It's kind of been hit or miss, been stuck in neutral a little bit in the last couple of weeks. They did play well against South Alabama, which is really where this play is coming from my perspective. Chandler Rogers is a quarterback who can spark big plays, both with his legs and with his arm. And the fact that he did it against the South Alabama Jags defense that has been pretty salty this year, I think there's lots of upside, and nothing can put you in the driver's seat faster than facing that Red Wolves defense that, as I mentioned in previous episodes, they're just bags of leaves out there on the perimeter. You can run by them, you can run slants in front of them, whatever you want to do, just get the ball in the air and good things are going to happen. And the other part of it is, you need two to tango when it comes to a total like this, sitting at 66. Arkansas State's going to throw the ball a lot. They've thrown it 44 times per game. But I look for a bounce back here because, honestly, when you look at their last 4 games, they haven't been contributing to overs in the way that you would like to see that would give you confidence. And the reason why this is my best bet of the week, here's the thing. They played the 4 toughest Sun Belt defenses back to back to back to back. They went Coastal, Louisiana, South Alabama, App State. Now they face a University of Louisiana Monroe defense that's allowing opponents to complete 68% of their passes, one of the worst figures in college football. And also the Warhawks cannot get to the passer. So they're not going to make life difficult on the 2 quarterback system that Arkansas State's trotting out there. And finally, you got to always think in the pace perspective. Arkansas State nearly is the 25th fastest team in the country. Louisiana Monroe not far behind at 37th. So I like a lot of plays, a lot of points here. And honestly, if one of these 2 teams went for 50, I wouldn't be shocked. My power rankings call for this to be 74.5. So 66, I think, is an overcorrection by the market, looking at Arkansas State's recent slate and seeing them get handled, pretty easily by the best Sun Belt defenses. The Warhawks are not that. So look for a high scoring game here. All right, what do you got, Ainello? Let's pair one up for our best bet segment.
As bad as last week was, and as much as we look like absolute Muppets, I'm not going to quit. However, there is a team I think very, very well could quit, and that is the Temple Owls. I think Temple is an absolute quit team for me, and at this time of year, that's kind of how I like to start looking, is who's giving up, who's quitting on the year. Temple started the year 3-2. Beat Akron, beat Wagner. They did get a good win against Memphis. I'll give them that. Since then, lost to Cincinnati, 52-3. Lost to South Florida, 34-14. Lost to UCF, 49-7. Lost to ECU, 45-3. They're in their 3rd season under Rod Carey. Here's another best bet for you. Rod Carey might get fired next Sunday. And if not next Sunday, at some point this year. They're just 12-17 under him. They're 4-12 in the last 2 years. They're playing a Houston team that has looked very good. They're 8-1, lost to Texas Tech week 1. They've won 8 straight games. Clayton Tune, I've talked about not really believing on him because he doesn't make a lot of turnovers, but he's kind of cleaned that up this year. He's completing 70.8% of his passes, 19 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. He's got a great weapon in Nathaniel Dell, who's averaging 93 yards per game with 8 touchdowns. They run the ball well with McCaskill and Henry. McCaskill has 12 touchdowns. The offense is 17th in pass success, 32 in big plays. They're 10th in finishing drives, whereas Temple's defense is 126th at preventing finishing drives. This Temple offense is a mess. I'm pretty sure Dwan Mathis got hurt last week. I don't know that he's playing. Even if he does play, who cares? They're averaging less than 7 points per game over the last 4 weeks. They rank 89th in rush success, 116th in pass success, 110th in big plays, 126th in finishing drives. Their special teams are a mess. They can't tackle at all. And we've talked about the Houston defense. Something we brought up a couple weeks ago was that we don't know if we believe the Houston defense because, they've just dominated against bad teams. Well, yeah, Temple's a bad team. This defense ranks 7th in rush success, 8th in pass success. They're number 1 in the country at pass rush. They're 12th in havoc. Their D-line is unbelievable. Their D-line is so good. David Anini, Derek Parrish, Logan Hall, D'Anthony Jones, all these guys are so good at getting after the quarterback. Temple might not score here. they honestly might not score a point. And if they do, I can't picture them scoring more than, 10. I'll be shocked if they get to 10. So Houston 24.5. I think they run it up here. We've seen them run it up the last, 4 weeks. Temple's gotten it run up. Like I said, I think Temple is a absolute quit team right here. I think there's a good chance Rod Carey's fired on Sunday, if not at the end of the year. So I'll lay the 24.5 with Houston. I mean, I would lay 30 with them at this point, the way Temple's looked. So I'll lay the points with Houston.
It's always wise to look for those situational plays. And I know that sometimes it's a stretch when you start to dabble in that emotion and how players are feeling, coaches are feeling, our coaches 1 foot out the door, either in a positive way for a promotion to a better job or in a negative way where they're coaching for their livelihood. But I agree, Temple just does not seem to have that emotional core that they need to be able to circle the wagons and say, we're not going to go down like this. They're rolling over. So I totally agree. I think that's a nice play. Houston has been a pleasant surprise within the AAC this year, certainly exceeding expectations. And even though we tried to poke some holes in their statistical resumes throughout the year, Temple's not in a position to take advantage of that. So I think this would be a nice game for Clayton Tune. And I like that as your best bet here in week 11.